Hey everyone. Today's a great example as to why you should set up all of your OBS stuff before you stream. In my defense, this has always worked, but OBS is OBS, so rather than having an actual camera input, I have the application that runs my camera, and we're just having OBS look at the actual camera itself rather than it being an actual input. We'll see how that works. It looks pretty shaky, unfortunately. It's worked before. It's worked pretty flawlessly before, actually. I'm actually going to turn off the jazz music. Normally the jazz music is a nice calming allure. Carl wants to know my quick thoughts on Alita Prime. Not a chance, Carl. Look at that. If I so much as breathe, this camera starts to shake. All right. We're going to put this back on the welcome screen. Normally, if it didn't work, I'd just do something else, but that's literally the one thing that we came to do, so we'll have to figure something out. Entertain yourselves while I figure this out.
You want me to pop on?
You working right here? If you want to, sure. I'm gonna be working right there, though.
Well. Hello, everybody. Delta's trying to figure out his setup, so I figured I'd pop on and say hello.
It's always worked. Today's the first time it doesn't work. Oh, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do some camera stuff. Works every time. Today, it no work. It no work. You broke.
You'll get it. You'll get it. So what is OBS? Hello, everybody. What is OBS, by the way?
It's an open broadcast system. It's what you use to stream.
Open broadcast system.
And no, people, I won't use something. Everybody's always like, oh, you could use it. No, I'm just going to use OBS. Every platform will have its own challenges. That's fine. Just so happen to not be working today. They're laughing at me crashing out. I'm not crashing out. You're crashing out. Oh, well.
No, Carl said Delta's trying new how-to channel idea.
Yeah, no. Not a chance. Not a chance. Keep entertaining them.
So it says, I actually recently picked up posters for the Energon universe at my local comic book shop, and they look awesome. That's really cool. Delta actually has one of the, I guess it's like you can't get this poster, but comic book shops had them up in their shop, but you know they wouldn't sell them, but he was able to not barter with the guy, but made friends with the guy and was able to get it. It's the Welcome to the Energon Universe, War on Cybertron poster.
What are they making you say?
Someone said that they had gotten an Energon Universe poster at one of their comic book shops, and I was telling them that you got one, but it's not like one that was for sale.
Nope.
Axel, thank you very much. Howdy. Hello.
Axel, stop spending money on me.
Delta said to stop spending money on him.
He can hear me.
Oh, well, I don't know how well this microphone picks up stuff.
It's pretty good at picking stuff. It can probably hear me crashing out in the background.
You got this. They'd all like to just hear you talk and chat with them. They love you.
Yeah, but
So-
this is supposed to be working correctly. We're just gonna do
I
it.
know,
with,
but even if it doesn't,
we're
it's
just gonna
okay.
do it with the doggy move. Dog move. All right, let's see if that.
See if that looks better.
Let's see how bad is the latency bad. It's so bad. Oh well.
You still get your point across though with it.
Yeah, it's because it's like a. Oh no, man! Look at that! Look how bad that is. I don't know, chat. I'm crashing out over it.
Tell him not to crash out over it. It's totally fine.
But it worked before. That's what I'm crashing out about. Is that it worked perfectly before, and then out of nowhere, it no longer works. Oh. Wait. Okay. Now the problem here is that when we test these, it may do.
Oh, front camera.
It may do the front camera.
Don't capture. Yeah, don't capture me,
well,
please.
No, well, we're gonna try out. Oh well. Okay.
Yeah, your phone's doing something.
Okay, so that's better. So now we get rid of this one. Yes. And then we're going to close this because we don't need that anymore. Much better.
Okay, good. So
Look at me waving my white hand like crazy.
it popped up on the back camera.
All
Good.
right. Whew. These things are so funny how they work. Ooh, what's this cord? I don't know why I'm looking to you for the earbuds. There's no audio going. You see your dog? By the way?
Yeah, I was about to say that's why I took the earbuds out. I know I'm like on my knees and my dog's trying to lay down on my knees while I'm talking into the mic.
Well, you're gonna have to get up.
I know.
Swing the chair over.
Okay, Delta's coming back on.
All right.
Bye guys. I'll still be like popping around, but see ya.
Crashing out in the background. Delta, it would be so funny if you made a how to read comic books and it's you explaining reading left to right, and what speech bubble is how to open the book and so on. Brushed, I think some people need that. And I kind of want to do that just because anytime I've made a video being like, hey, here's a good way to collect the Energon universe, or hey, here's a good reading order for the Energon universe, there's always a couple of people who text, reading a comic's not that hard. You don't have to make a whole video on it. And I'm like, thanks. That's, yeah, awesome. That's because that's what we're talking about. So maybe I do need to do that. All right. Crash out, not necessarily averted, but why are we lying? Swizz, like, you know how to read. I got to bag and board some comics. Board and bag? How do we want to say this? So I thought we would just do it on stream. Talk some comics, toys. Maybe we'll talk about what is potentially coming up. Bionicle. We all know that Bionicle's coming up on the channel. You look at the characters drawn on each page, translate them to sounds, and then translate those sounds to definition. Yeah. Board and bag. Yeah, I've always said bag and board. I don't know why. That's just the way I've always said it, but it's going to be a little interesting doing it from the side. Delta, I'm building Megatron. You should be streaming it. Man. So we've got a couple of issues. It's been a while since I've cleaned out my my office of all these single issues. So we, of course, have issue 32. Looks like we've got the Energon Universe special, some comics upside down here. I've been jumping in on the new Daredevil comic, which is really fun. I'm really enjoying it from Phillips. I think she's doing a great job. I will say, and I know a lot of people complain about this already online, I'm not super loud at all really in the comics world, but this is probably something everybody's used to, I say, and everybody's like, oh, this is just the way it's done. Well, the way it's done stinks, which is you're reading your comic, you have an advertisement. Okay, you have another advertisement. You get to read more of the story. Oh, another advertisement. Oh, another advertisement. Oh, another. It's just ridiculous. Like, come on. I just. And again, people, oh, that's just the way it is. That's the way it always is. Well, the way it always is sucks. So, the actual free copy of the Energon Universe, I grabbed this actually the day after Free Comic Book Day. I was not willing to go on a Saturday, drive an hour and 45 minutes to a comic shop where I might be stampeded for this comic. But then the following week in my comic store, they had saved me a copy of the paid version. But I did actually like this cover, so I decided to grab that as well. Issue 31. Oh, and G.I. Joe 21. This shows you how far behind I am on bagging these things up. So we'll throw Daredevil in there as well. I know it's not very exciting to watch that, but I thought it would give me something to do while we all chat. How many figures you have? Oh man, I don't know. My collection has grown a lot since starting this channel. Before I had just 1 or 2 figures, and it's grown a lot. I did recently get a few that we'll probably look at once we're finished with these comics. So, love my ads. Interesting, Axel, because when I set up this specific live stream, I said no. I said not to monetize it. So, YouTube's probably making a few pennies off of the video, anyways. So, wait, was that X-Men? Yeah, Swizz, there was an X-Men ad. Yeah. I've never seen a comic do ads like that before. It's always at the beginning or the end. Yeah, I'm fine with advertisements at the end. It does not bother me at all. You know, some of these comics even put, I think they're still putting sections of Mask. Yeah, they're still putting sections of Mask in the back, and that's fine. I don't mind that. But this is the main reason why I read the first trade paperback of Absolute Martian Manhunter. Not a big DC guy. Really, really loved it, and I decided, you know, I'm going to go pick up issues 7 and onwards of the series because I love it so much in single format. But I couldn't because, surprise, surprise, it was even more egregious than what they're doing in Daredevil. It literally was every other page was an advertisement. And I thought, nope, I'm just going to have to wait for the trade, you know, which is coming out August, I think. Actually, no, I don't know if we have a date on it yet. It's just, it ruins the enjoyment of the comic for me. I want to read, and I understand. You're going to put advertisements in it. That's fine. Put them in the back, you know? Seriously, because the problem, I'm crashing out now over Marvel Comics, is not only do they put them all in there, but they also put them in the back. So you've got them in the middle and in the back. Anyways, what do I know about comics? Get Carl back in here. He knows more about comics than I do. I'm just the silly Transformers guy. Which is better, SS86 Megs or Soundwave? I don't know. I don't own either of them. I would love to own both of them, but I never saw them in stores. So, have you read any other Absolute books? I read through the first 6 issues of Batman. It was neat. It wasn't really for me, but I am wanting to read through Absolute Wonder Woman. I need to pick those books up. So, I own an issue of IDW's The Transformers 2014. At the end of the book is an ad for Rise of the Dark Spark. It's so surreal. Delta, have you ever thought that maybe you're the problem? You know, Swizz, when it comes to you and I'm always the problem. August 25th for Absolute Martian Manhunter Volume 2. Thank you, JS. JS has literally got her finger on the trigger 24/7. Anytime I stumble or I'm like, I wonder when that comes out, boom, she's got it. She just has it. She doesn't even have to look it up. She just knows. And that's what I love about her. That's what's so great. Which, by the way, she's a mod in the Discord server, which you should join. It's a fun time in there. That's really all you get for that $1. No secret videos, no early access. I don't do that stuff, but you do you do get to catch me crashing out on a daily basis over Transformers and things like that. So I heard they have an Absolute version of you and everyone in here. Yeah, wanted to pick up the first issue of Ben 10 on Friday, but in Canada it costs $7.87 with taxes. That's crazy. I do believe the Dynamite comics are a little bit more expensive even here in the US. So, thoughts on solo games? You would have to be more specific on that, Axel. So, happy to help. Also, I am the comic queen. I just have everything on my mind. Totally not cheating. I know you're not cheating. I know you just know all of these things. So, absolutely. I'm surprised you guys aren't talking about issue 32 in there yet. I know it recently came out. Very happy to get my video out. Actually, I believe it was the same day the issue dropped, was it? I don't recall. But then also to get the Teletran tapes. Sorry, I keep looking away from the mic. The Teletran tapes issue that came out. Episode that came out today where we talked about the comic. If you haven't listened to it yet, I suggest you do. It's only about an hour and 30 minutes, one of our shorter episodes. But we actually all pretty much ranked issue 32 the same thing. So we all enjoyed it. I know other people still really dislike this direction, and that's fine. I think we all understand that. We all understand the issues with these more recent issues, but yeah, I don't know. Jason Howard's art does a lot of great work pushing things forward. We're going to go backwards here. We're going to do 32 last. Pushing things forward, and it's interesting to see where it's going. Swizz asks, did you say it was one of the shorter episodes? Yeah, it's under 2 hours, bro. We yap. I think our longest episode is like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something. The shortest is, I'm pretty sure, our first. But a close contender was issue 31. If you're wondering why I'm struggling so much to put a comic inside of a bag, it's because I have a microphone and a camera in front of me. This is why I don't do toy reviews, and I don't understand how people do toy reviews. There's just so many layers of things in between you and the toy. Absolutely insane. I wish we get 86 versions of the Coneheads. Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure they'll be using that mold till the cows come home. So I'm sure we're going to be getting those guys in droves. Hasbro's going to get their money. They're going to get their use out of that mold and their money. Absolutely. Shorb. People saying Shorb. I got to say, it is so amazing to see how much Shorb has taken off. I didn't think much of the name when I mentioned it in my video because we kind of came up with that name in the server. And then I'm seeing people are telling me that all over Blue Sky, Twitter, whatever, people are calling him Shorb. And that makes me happy. Shorb belongs to the people, Let him be free. Let the people know who Shorb is. Whoa, losing the bag here. Yes, these boards are a little bent because of the way I store them. It's just the way it goes. That is just the way it goes. Really, I really did enjoy this special. It definitely, obviously, was the shortest story within the entire special itself, with whoever this character is. But I really did enjoy just the 4 silent panels. I feel like there was a lot of good storytelling done with just those 4 panels, and with no dialogue being done. So, did you hear about the new arc on G.I. Joe? If so, are you excited? Yeah, I'm very excited to see Crystal Ball show up. Again, I'm not a huge Joe head, or whatever they should be called. Probably not that. But Brushed over here, Delta, I'll ask you and Swizz, since you are the Skybound Masters, do you think we are close to getting more Cosmos and Skybound maybe next issue or within the next few? Definitely not next issue. No, I'm pretty sure they're taking a break from Cybertron. So, welcome in, and Tumbler Short. I do think he fits in VR more, but we'll see him in Transformers. Yep, at some point we'll see him pop up. Delta, Iron Guy dead, bad issue, bro. Yeah. Boo-hoo, my favorite character is dead in the Energon universe, which means that I can't enjoy them outside in any other continuity ever. Wah. As I like to say to Swizz, wah wah, wah wah. He'll come back, don't worry. See, I'm not gonna make videos that say that because that's gonna bring in a lot of people who are gonna be upset at me for saying that. But I can say that on a live stream because nobody goes back and watches these. So, if you're all moody that your favorite character is dead in the comics, I get it. But it's just a comic, Go enjoy the character in a different continuity. And before you say it, yes, if they brought Hoist in and killed him, yeah, I'd be sad, but I wouldn't be losing my temper over it. Bumblebee dying over and over. Well, that's another thing here with issue 32. I just got to say that I didn't mention in my video. Well, maybe I did mention it in my video. People out here saying, oop, got that backwards, that it's unfair that they keep killing Bumblebee. Bumblebee's only died once. He's just unsuccessfully being revived. So he's not dying over and over. Nothing's changed with him. He's still the same corpse that he's always been. So people stop crashing out. Where's Starsaber? They're never going to add him. I have a question about issue 29. Yeah, throw it in. The only people who go back on streams are cancelers. Yeah, well, I think I have a few of those. Can we talk about how bad the spoilers have gotten for the EU? Like, no one practices good spoiler etiquette. I agree. It's really surprising because, again, I'm not really in the DC or Marvel spaces, but to my knowledge, just from general comic news, those comics, which, Absolute Batman is, I believe, the number one selling comic right now, is not getting spoiled like that. It's not being, photos of it. If there are photos of it being taken early and released, it's not big enough that that's making waves. So it's really strange that Transformers is having that trouble right now. And even if that's going to happen, I agree people should have good etiquette about it and spoiler tag it and not just post it all over. But it's the internet, so people want to ruin things for other people. So Bumble Guy is going to be Gold Guy. Trust me, mainstream. Maintain the agenda. Bumblebee is double dead now. Did the Decepticons grab Dirge, or did they leave him behind? I don't know. I will say it is interesting to see that a lot of people, and I'll actually pop this issue out here, that a lot of people have been taking this issue and saying that all these Decepticon characters, wow, it's so cool that they got brought in and now they're all dead. And I don't see that. Like, okay, Skyquake's getting his arms chopped off. Okay, Makeshift, maybe, yeah, he gets sliced through the chest, but he's Makeshift. He's whatever. Yeah, okay, you're gone. Yeah, maybe. But all these other characters, this is comics. I'm sure they're going to be alive. I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll come back at some point. I mean, Brawn right here was just stabbed through the chest by Black Arachnia earlier on. Remember? Where is that panel? Where is he getting? Yeah, right here. He's getting beat right here, and he's fine. I'm sure all these characters are fine, and they'll show back up again. And if not, okay, all right. Skyquake is dead. Oh man, we're gonna miss out on the 12 mini issue Skyquake story. No, come on, it's all right. He's not the main character. He's a goon. Let him die. It's fine. Love the art. I know the art is subjective, but I don't know how people think Jason Howard's art is boring or bland. I agree. I see people saying he's a wannabe Corona. Do not understand that. They obviously understand nothing about art. He has his own style. And if you don't like the style, then that's fine. That's one thing to be like, I don't like Jason Howard's style. Perfectly fine. But to say that he's trying to copy Corona's, no. And Swizz, we even said that in the podcast, and I don't think I relayed that very well. I wasn't saying that Howard's art looks like Corona's, but it gives me that same feeling that Corona's art gave me. And so it is sad to see people just thinking that, that this is, that he's a horrible artist, Better than no Skyquake? Yeah, absolutely. No matter what happens to them, they will always breathe in the end, yeah. That art looks pretty awesome. Did you hear about the upcoming Michael Bay TF movie? Yep. No thoughts on it. I'm kind of Transformer movied out, but that doesn't mean I don't want them to happen. I just don't have any thoughts. The art in these is great, and art is hard. Take it from me. Yeah. There's another one in the works, but really don't know anything about it. I'm guessing you're talking about the movies. Yeah. Howard's art is full-blown Saturday morning cartoon. Absolutely. It emulates Corona's art. Yeah, I'm actually going to take this back out here. That way we can kind of look at some of it as well. Let's get to that double page spread here. Again, hard to do when there's a microphone and a camera in the way. Yeah. The reveal of Shorb. I will never forgive Danny Warren Johnson for what he did to Slingshot. Yeah. It's fair. For Optimus Prime versus Megatron, there's Swizz Prime versus Deltatron. We've always been fighting. Who's Corona? He was the artist after Danny Warren Johnson. So Danny Warren Johnson did the first 6 issues. Then Jorge Corona stepped in, and he was around till 24. Some of 25. Jason Howard stepped in for issues 13 and 14. Then we had Dan Mora, and now we're switching over to Jason Howard again. So Shorb. Everybody loves Shorb. Yeah. It's funny, I posted a short today on the channel. I don't really do shorts anymore, but it was such a perfect opportunity to upset some people, which I honestly, truly try not to get into much trouble anymore on the channel, but it seems to find me with people complaining about the use of some of these characters, them saying things like, I can't believe that they completely ruined Makeshift's character, that Makeshift shows up, pretends to be Jazz, and immediately gets slimed. He was so much better in Transformers Prime when he shows up, pretends to be Wheeljack, and immediately gets slimed. Like, Come on. Come on. You know. Another big one people seem to be really upset about is the inclusion of this version of Breakdown. Can I get it in the light there? Up there in the top right corner. People saying that now that we have Transformers Prime Breakdown, we can never have Menasor. Which I just, you know, I don't think that's true. They can do whatever they want. Make him a limb of Menasor. Give us a second Breakdown. You know, there's multiple people in the world called Robert and John. Or, you know, he had an upgrade or something. You know, it's just this. It's this kind of jumping to conclusions that can be really frustrating. And so you see other people be like, oh, yeah, in the Energon universe, Menasor doesn't exist. Well, we don't know that. Motormaster we know exists. He was mentioned back in issue 17, 18 maybe. We don't know. They can do whatever. It's Transformers. They can try new ideas all the time, you know. Remember Combiner Wars? I try not to, but Ratbat can be a limb for Menasor. Yeah, Ratbat's... You think Shorb is the main bad guy here, but it's actually Ratbat, the Dark Destroyer. Swizz and I have been pushing that agenda for a very, very, very long time, and we really need to continue to push that agenda. In IDW, Transformers Prowl replaced Scrapper as a part of Devastator. Absolutely. And I believe Kirkman, it may not be in the letter issue of this, Kirkman has talked about combiners before, and he said that he's not sure how they work in the Energon universe. And so I feel like that's him kind of saying that either he's not decided or they've not gotten to the point where they need to explain it. I also don't think it needs to be explained right now. And so, you know, we'll just see what happens. Maybe any character can be a combiner limb. I don't know. New continuity. Do something new with it. Where's this double page spread with Alita? There we go. Beautiful piece here by Jason Howard. I'm sure that this original page has already sold if it was for sale. I'm sure it sold for a pretty penny. I unironically would love to see Ratbat come to power. Yeah. Justice for Slingshot. Where's my Energon Universe Lyle Kaiser? Yeah. The thing is, I don't really blame Kirkman. Man's too busy making comics than focusing on the details. Well, you say you don't blame Kirkman. I don't think there's anything to be blamed. You know, I don't think the decision to make these characters the way they look is bad at all. You know. What are your thoughts on the aligned continuity as a whole? Atomic, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's not scheduled, but I'm due to be in a video of another creators talking about that. In a very brief way, I think the aligned continuity has a lot of great pockets to it. The games, Transformers Prime, Rescue Bots is amazing. RID 2015 is not horrible. People just hate it because it's the follow-up to Prime. The books are interesting. You know, nothing aligns like it said, the aligned continuity. But hot take, I'm glad that the aligned continuity did not work out. Not because I dislike what they were trying to do, but I feel like if it did work out successfully, we would not get things like this. We would not get new iterations of Transformers as often. It would become, this is the centralized Transformers lore. You cannot break this. You have to stay within the timeline. And I just feel like that over time would not have been the best decision for Transformers in general. Again, I like Transformers Prime. I like the games. I don't dislike any of the specific pieces, but I am also not heartbroken that they don't line up perfectly. You know, it is what it is. They're all really fun iterations, and I think that they can be enjoyed separately, or you can enjoy them trying to piece them together. Brush says coward. I don't know if he's calling me a coward, but yes, Rescue Bots was amazing. Yeah. Bill says I blame him. I don't know what we're blaming who for, but if we join together, we can get Kirkman to revive Slingshot. Hey, Startimus. What's going on? I blame Kirkman for not making Cosmos a Prime instead of Alita and leading Cybertron. Sure. Yeah. Nah, you dealt to what I said above. Okay. There was another question in here. What was it? Oh, no, you were thoughts on Jazz being there. I don't have any thoughts really right now. Kirkman confirmed in the letter section that people are confused or maybe even upset that he's there and that we would get an answer and that we would get to that. So we'll just have to wait. He is there. You know? Jazz is on Cybertron. Why? We don't know. But sounds like we will get our answer at some point or another. Will it be soon? I doubt it. But that's okay. We've got a lot of different stories to tell. Let me get that in there. Yes, I know you're supposed to tape these. I will tape these after the fact. Is that Bulkhead? Yeah, Bulkhead's in the series now. He showed up in 25, I think. Everyone in Rescue Bot's having a good old fun time. Everyone else in Transformers Prime screaming at horrors beyond your mind. I can understand. Yeah, but Rescue Bots is a really great fun show that I think that somebody of any age can watch. Even if you're not younger, if you're older in life, I think there's still a lot of fun to be had with the series and with what it brings to the table. So, and if you have younger ones in the family, then you can absolutely watch it with them. The only blame I'll give is my wallet and myself. These comics are too fun, and I love buying and reading them. Yeah, that's entirely on you, JS. You're the one spending the money. Would Cosmos Prime be named Universium Prime? I'm pretty sure he would just be Cosmos Prime. That seems to be the way we're doing it. I should really read those comics in the back. Jetfire becomes Superion's new arm. That would be a really big arm. Whenever we get to Unicron, which version do you think Kirkman will go with? Earth Unicron or the more traditional one? I don't know. Kirkman's if Kirkman is still writing the comic by the time we get to Unicron, I don't know. He's talked about how his biggest influences are the 86 movie, animated, and Prime. And so it kind of could go both ways there, because the 86 movie is, the origin of Unicron, and then Prime is that new idea of him being an Earth. But I don't think Kirkman will be writing. I think that if they're smart, Unicron will be saved for years down the road. And I don't think Kirkman will be on the writing credit for that long. I'm pretty sure he's going to pass the torch off to somebody else so he can work on all of his other projects. And Cyberworld 2, that's another great example. Great show for all. Yeah, Cyberworld has been really fun. We did a watch party in the server, which you can join. By the way, I know I'm late to see, but congratulations on becoming a dad. Thank you. Not quite yet. October. We're getting there. Cosmic Prime. I would love if the Energon universe added a Rescue Bots run. Give everyone a break from the endless death. We don't need Unicron yet. Maybe mention him with the Primes, but no more. Yeah, I think they're doing fine with their role. They don't need to speed up in any way. I don't know how loud that is. They don't need to speed anything up in any way or get to Unicron too quickly. Just take their time. Let me move some of my material out of the way here. All right, those are the comics. What was in the thumbnail? I guess toys as well. Recently, I picked up, and again, if you're in the server, which we'd love to have you in there, it's only $1 to join. It's a one-time payment. You don't have to keep paying it. Patreon will ask you to keep up a monthly payment, but you don't have to. But in the server recently, kind of went through a Star Wars kick, and I decided to grab these blockies. I think they're called Champion. Champion and Classic class is something that they jump around a lot with when it comes to the naming convention of these toys. And so the Transformers 1 styled figures that are a little bit larger than Galaxy is what these guys are. So I'm sure somebody in the comments will say that. Let me catch up on chat here. I think I should hop for now, but congrats on soon-to-be father. Wish you happiness. Thank you. Would be cool if we saw a prequel series with Straxus as the main villain. Would be same Straxus was just limited time cameo. Yeah, I really don't want another series for Transformers right now. I think we have plenty enough. It would be cool to see that, but a whole new series within the Energon universe, I think 4 titles is more than enough. And to split Transformers up into multiple series, I've always said I think is a mistake. That's why IDW is so hard to read, and why it was so hard to follow along with back in the day, because you had to have a reading guide, and having a reading guide is nice when somebody makes that, but the requirement of it is not great. Just keep it, numbered 1 and onwards. So don't rename the series, please, Skybound. Who would you want to take over from Robert Kirkman, and do you have any thoughts on who it might likely be? No idea. Denise Camp is a great writer, but I feel like if Denise Camp was behind Transformers, a lot of people would be leaving. Not because he's bad, but because he's a very bold storyteller, and he's very opinionated. He's gotten canceled on Twitter 5 million times now because of his political opinion. So I'm sure that would be a problem for a lot of people. Not sure if you saw my theory in the comments on one of your videos, but do you think Cobra Commander could build Galvatron since he's interested in the Energon Cybertronians? I think he'll definitely build. Well, I think Mask is kind of being set up to build their own Transformers. I don't know about Cobra Commander building them. I think he just wants to use the Energon as a weapon. So the Marvel blockies are peak. I haven't gotten the Marvel ones yet. I will get the Moon Knight one they're doing for Marvel Rivals. I don't play Marvel Rivals, but I like Moon Knight, and I'm not going to pay $45 for Marvel Legends Moon Knight. You got to be kidding me. Get away with me with that price. I actually reached the issue where, spoilers, Slingshot died, and I don't think I ever cried for a character from Transformers like that outside of Prime from the 86 movie. Well, strap in, because there's more. Reminds me of KSI in Age of Extinction. That could be really cool if Cobra, say, made their own army of Transformers. I have no idea who KSI in Age of Extinction is. I watched the movie once, and I think after that I don't... there's a character named KSI? You guys are going to be like, yeah, duh, Delta. You don't know KSI? Nope. But an army of Transformers, that would be neat. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of whoever KSI is. Kinetic Solutions Incorporated. That does not help me at all. I really appreciate that, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm guessing those were the bad guys in the movie. It's pretty funny you doing this because I just got Blocky's Iron Man, the Nano Machine. Yeah, so the Blocky's model kits are really fun. I used to have the Bandai model kits for the Stormtroopers, and while they were fun, the problem with them was that they were so fragile you couldn't actually play with them. And I'm actually going to keep this guy on his base and mess around with this one. And so I don't have the bags here with me, but this is actually Luke Skywalker and Han Solo from A New Hope. So they come with Luke and Han heads, but you can swap them out just for Stormtrooper helmets, or you can make them hold the Stormtrooper helmets, which is really nice. Really fun. I wanted Stormtroopers. What is nice is they're actually different builds. Luke's body build is shorter than Han's, since, if you've seen Star Wars, Luke is shorter than Han. But no, they're really fun, well-articulated, well-made figures. And that's really just kind of what I wanted. I wanted something fun to build, but also something that I could keep posed on the shelf. And they do come with different accessories. Luke comes with the smaller blasters and the mouse droid, while Han comes with the larger blaster. The smaller blaster is the E11. I never remember what the longer blaster is named. I know, talking about Star Wars on Delta Trion. I know. Nice looking store. One thing I learned, phasmophobia is scary, and Delta knows. I feel bad for screaming. Yeah. Again, in the server, we do game nights. Recently did a phasmophobia game night. I'm guessing this is about KSI. They take dead bodies of Cybertronians and make drones. I vaguely remember that from the movie. I kind of feel like Spike and Carly have been sidelined since Kirkman took over. I can see why people think that. I don't think they've been sidelined. I think there's just so much going on that they're drawing a short end of the stick, unfortunately. The previews for issue 33 came out, and there's more Spike and Carly, so it'll be interesting to see how those characters are utilized. I will admit, I totally thought the characters were done, that Kirkman was going to be like, we're not going to see them ever again. But the fact that he's still using them has surprised me. So getting the Blockies Moon Knight instead of the Hasbro one is the exact reason why I'm full-time Blockies collector with Hasbro figures here and there. Totally understand that. 100%. Imagine if Mask built the Headmasters or some of those Japanese human bot combos. Then, that would be a great idea. Yeah. The Long Blaster is the DLT-19. Sorry, I had to nerd out for a bit. No, you're the one with the Clone Trooper helmet. PFP. I would anticipate you knowing what they were, and I was asking for it. But no, yeah, these are great. These are only $15, and that's such a great quality because you get like multiple. I don't have the accessories here with me, but for example, this blaster is molded into this hand. But for Luke, you get a left and right hand, and then you also get a blaster that you can put in his pouch, which I've actually put in Han's pouch right here. For Han, you get a blaster hand holding the rifle, but you also get the rifle separately as an individual piece. You get hands that they can hold the helmet with. You get fists, open hands, pointing hands. Luke has a force, do this hand. They just come with so many accessories. And Luke and Han both come with the pieces to make them tall or short. So you can literally just make these stormtroopers. They have a base stormtrooper that doesn't come with all this stuff, and it doesn't look like a bad model kit, but for the same price, these guys just come with so much more. So you could literally just army build a bunch of Hans and Lukes and have an amazing stormtrooper cast. 2 was enough for me for now. They do have a Darth Vader. I've heard, unfortunately, that he suffers from some issues, that his cape is a full solid plastic piece, which is fine, but that if you try and stand him up without the base, the cape is so heavy that he always falls over. I've also seen that he, too, comes with a hand that has the lightsaber molded into his hand, and that for some reason, I'm not sure why, Blocky's decided to kind of stylize the lightsaber hilt, and it's bigger than his hand. So he's holding like this giant tube. that's a lightsaber. So, but I may still get that one. We'll see. Need that Blocky's Tarn kit or the Yolo Park one. That's such a big debate back and forth between Yolo Park and Blocky's. I think Blocky's are the more fun toy. They're the fun toy that you can get and build and mess around with. Well, Yolo Park, their model kits are a little bit more premium, and they're more for posing and leaving alone. So, but the fact that we have a Tarn model kit from Blocky's and Yolo Park at the same time from the same year is amazing. And that they both come with a nickel. The character nickel, not a nickel. You don't get, a United States Mint nickel. But maybe you could, I don't know. But the fact that you get that character in both of them is really cool. You can have representation for that character in a Blocky's kit or in a Yolo Park kit, which, again, is a little more premium. Okay, need that Yolo Park Tarn kit. But get both of them, Swizz. Get both of them. $15, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, and these are at Walmart right now. I've bought stuff online from Blocky's before on their website. Their shipping is fast. It's a little expensive, but these are, at my local Walmart. They've got those big Mandalorian and Grogu displays. Blocky's is really taking over the world, and I'm surprised that they were not in U.S. stores sooner. I know there's licensing and rights holding because they make the Galaxy Quest size heroes for Marvel, but you can't buy them in the US. You have to import them because of some type of licensing or something. But this size class figure, again, classic champion, the Marvel figures, you can absolutely get those. Those are at Walmart's, comic shops. I think they even have them at Target now. Great price and great availability. Blocky's is taking over the world, and for a good reason. I think they're really fun model kits. They're easy model kits, but they're also great action figures. One of my local stores got the new TF Galaxy Wave in stock. I got Braun, and he was one of my least wanted figures from the Wave, but he absolutely rocks. He's going to replace the 86 figure. Yes, exact. So I was saying this in the server that, especially with Blocky's Galaxy, which I don't have anymore here. I sold my line, not because they're bad. I genuinely do not think that Blocky's has made a bad Galaxy or even Defender figure. Champion class, I don't know because I haven't kept up with it. But even the ones you don't want when you pull them, they're still really well made. They're still really good. Swizz is over here crashing out about Blocky's. I don't have any Galaxy Blocky's. Well, do I? I don't know. Swizz thinks I work for Blocky's. He thinks I'm a paid promoter. Well, wait, total brain blast. What if Blocky's got the rights to Bionicle and produce new models? That's not going to happen. That's neat, but that's not going to happen. Why would Lego allow that? No. But yeah, great figures, super fun. I think they're fun to build. They're a good model kit experience, especially if you're not used to doing model kits. But they're also just really good toys. They're a little bit smaller than your regular 6-inch action figure. I'm trying to look. I've got one here. 1 second. So they kind of are in their own scale. They don't really scale. Keep in mind they're on stands right now. So a regular 6-inch action figure, we got Cobra Commander here. You probably actually can't see because of the camera angle, but if I kind of line their feet up, they're not quite 6-inch action figures, so not the end of the world, but they're still fun. I think you could still put them with 6-inch action figures. Just put them in some poses like this or whatever. Cobra Commander would absolutely slime these guys, but Darth Vader would absolutely slime Cobra Commander. There's absolutely no way. The more I think about it, I'd love Blockies and FNAF to happen. I can honestly see it, but knowing license and all that, that would be cool. Yeah. YOLO Park, please do Big Convoy. Didn't they do Big Convoy in Defender? I think they did Big Convoy in Defender. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Can't wait to get more of the new wave. I need Wreck-Gar, Scorponok, and 6-Shot at least. Yeah. I will absolutely be getting the Defender class. Not Defender, sorry. Galaxy. Omega Supreme. I've always wanted an Omega Supreme toy. They're just expensive because they're big. But they've been doing the Titans in Galaxy. So that is one that I will pay for online after the fact. So let's push these guys back. Definitely a weird, another, well, let me grab this box here. I've been doing some collecting of older figures that I either had when I was much younger or that I never owned but always wanted to own. We're going to put our boys back there. But Cobra Commander would use his noises to confuse, his hissing noise to confuse Vader. Yeah, he would. Omega Supreme is one of my favorite Titans. I need him to get a Blockies figure. Yeah. Welcome back, Axel. I wanted to show off some toys that I bought off of another creator here on YouTube. He gave me really an amazing deal on these figures. These were ones that either I grew up with when I was a little bit older or that I always wanted but that I never got. And I'm getting their accessories out here so I can dump them out on the table. I put them in a baggie that's way too small. But super excited to have these figures because these were specific ones that I was never really able to collect when I was younger. Let's actually move these stormtroopers out of here so we're not... Whoa, there goes the mouse droid. So we're not getting distracted by them. All right, get the mouse droid out of here. So yeah, some of these figures, Cyber Power, yes, the Cyber Planet keys. Let's move them up here. I've always loved the Cybertron figures. They're so chunky and just large. And they're just so fun because they're kind of unapologetic for what they are. They're gimmicky, but they're also still toys that are fun to pose around and play with, which is really fun, which is something I feel like we're missing a little bit here. And they've got this, let me put this box in here. This wild gimmick of these Cyber Planet keys, which some of them don't work great. Yeah, this one's a little stuck. Come on. There it goes. You originally had regular missiles, but now you have extra missiles. Why wouldn't you want extra missiles? Swizz says, I have that toy. Yeah, this was one that I never had as a kid, but I always wanted. I think I had the original Hot Shot, but I always wanted... Let's move the camera back here a little bit. I always wanted what I really wanted was the universe repaint of this guy that they did as Roadbuster. I don't know why. Roadbuster's not like a favorite character of mine or anything, but I just really wanted that repaint. I thought him in the green was just so cool. Let's get his knife out there. And it was so awesome to have. So yeah, arms down and popping pieces off. Oh no, I think I just broke it. Oh no. Did I just break? That's fine. Pop his head down. Take his arms. I want Hasbro to redo that guy. This guy? They did redo Cybertron Defense Force Hotshot. They redid him in was it Siege, or it was one of those like exclusive packs on Amazon or something. They redid this guy, if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, Hotshot going from a doesn't count. That figure looked cool. Calm down. Going from a race car to this huge, guy with just missiles on missiles here on his legs. Just, super clicky. Gen Select Siege doesn't count. What is it? What does it not count? Is that not a good figure? It looked like a fun figure. Or is it just because you couldn't buy it? Wah wah. Here we go again with Swizz. Wah wah. I love that figure? Question mark. The only thing I don't like is that when you open his missile pods, I'm trying to show it here, these kind of come down in the way. But sucks how the cone heads are permanently separated since Ramjet is dead and Thrust is on Cybertron in the comics. Yeah. But again, they're, not the main characters, and they exist in other continuity, so they can be utilized elsewhere. This one is one that I had, and you guys would probably know better than I. I believe this is actually the Japanese issue of Backstop. When I bought these, I was told by the seller that some of these were there goes his butt, the Galaxy Force editions of the figures, and I do not recall Backstop being in these lighter colors, so I'm thinking that this is technically his Japanese release. Again, I don't know that much about Transformers to know the difference between the Japanese and the English release. I'm not out here watching the Japanese shows. Sorry, Swizz. I know you're upset by that, but I've always loved Backstop. Just a Rhino guy. We're having this camera shake like crazy. I did always think that some of these smaller sized figures is funny when he's in Rhino mode. His Cyber Planet key it makes sense, but here in robot mode, when you do it, he just, now it's harder for him to go through the line at TSA because this thing is sticking out, and the Cyber Planet key is probably making the metal detectors go off for whatever reason. Let's put that back in. But I always like Backstop. He's a goofy goober. More, man, who's this? Is this Breakaway or something? I always really liked the vehicle mode of Breakaway. Maybe this was Breakdown in this franchise. I can't quite recall. But this is such a cool vehicle mode. Unfortunately, he cannot stand, really, at all, just because of the way his character is designed. Hey, Phoenix. He's just such a skinny guy. Twist his head around. He's got big feet to kind of help him stand, but for the life of me, no matter what I do, just because of his backpack, again, cool design, he won't stand up. His feet are too loose. Well, he can stand up if he's leaning forward like that. So I think his whole body would make the TSA metal detectors fall off, go off. Yeah. We need a toy of TFA Cyclonus. I don't think they're really doing TFA toys other than the characters again. If you give him his gun, he can kind of stand up fine. There's two more in here that I'm not going to transform because they take forever, and that's Sideways and this guy. What was this guy's name? Somebody tell me in the comment section. Both of these guys are super fun, but they're just kind of a slog to transform. They just, they're not very intuitive, but I've always liked Sideways. I did not get his new figure, his new Legacy figure. It was on sale for like $10, but I passed on it because I've got this. And this guy's good. So, love Sideways. This guy, I'm totally blanking on his name. I don't know if as a character he's really been utilized anymore. He doesn't stay together very well, but his vehicle mode is just so pretty. Technically you did. You're right. Technically I did buy that Sideways because I bought it for you, Swizz, and sent it to you. But I never opened it up and messed with it. I should have. But yeah, whoever this guy is, I don't remember. This is technically not his Cyber Planet key, but you inject it here in the back and boom, the missile pods pop out, which is cool. A Bugatti with an Autobot symbol. Could he be Drift? No, he wasn't Drift. They didn't have Drift really back then. I really don't remember this guy's name. I can't remember. Somebody will be able to look it up and tell me who this Cybertron character is. He's one of the Earth mode vehicles that like pops up. No, that's right. You have to do both of these at the same time. That pops up later on in the show. Okay, these are not going to go back in. There we go. He's got this missile launcher here that's actually quite dangerous. Okay, maybe not. But Crosswise. What a lame name. Man, Crosswise, really? Man, maybe this isn't a powerful missile. Well, there it goes. If I was on Twitch, I'd tell somebody to clip that. Let's put poor old, what's his face? Breakdown, Breakaway, whatever his name was. This guy was literally an old man in the show, if I recall correctly. So, there you go. Old man. So, but yeah, great figures. Super happy to have them again because they're just good, chunky, clicky, ratchety figures. And when it comes to, you know, people visiting, or even, you know, when my son is born and he's old enough to play with some of these Transformers, these are the ones I'm going to give him because these are the ones that stand the test of time. They're still, you know, in good shape. Crosswise does not peg together, but they can be beaten and battered and thrown around. Maybe not him. He's, you know, kind of a piece of crap. But they can really take a beating. Not that new toys aren't good. I'm not saying that, but they're definitely much more delicate and a lot more fiddly. So, speaking of new toys, this past, what was it, Saturday? Saturday. Yesterday. Mrs. Tryon and I went to a local toy show. This was their first time doing a toy show out there. There's lots of toy shows in Texas. This was the first one that was kind of close to an area where we lived. It was neat. It was small, but still bigger than I anticipated, but still a nice kind of, you know, small size. I posted some videos and photos on Instagram as well as here on the YouTube channel. We saw some things like a mint in-box lug nut from the movie line, or it wasn't the movie line, Hunt for the Decepticons, whatever, for $300. That seller had 2 of them. $300. Here, son, I love you. Crosswise much. Lots of other figures. They had first edition Optimus Prime from Transformers Animated. The seller for that said that he would sell that figure to me for $350, and I was like, nah, I'm good, man. This guy obviously knew what these toys were worth, but at the same time, he'd also just look up if he didn't have something priced, and this is frustrating. He would immediately just look up what the current going for it was on eBay and be like, that's the price. Well, that's not fair. That's not what it's being sold for. That's just what somebody is asking for it. That doesn't mean that's what it's actually worth. I ended up not getting anything from him. He had some figures that were decently priced. Like, he had an Invasion Mode Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction, the original one. I'm not super interested in the new one. But he was asking like $70 for it because it was in the box. I don't keep things in the box. You know, I'm not trying to collect in-box items, and so I passed on it. I would love to have that figure, but I passed on it. What I did get was, well, I got a few things. Well, one of the things I got is up on the shelf. I got this weird Obi-Wan Kenobi small Transformer, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. This thing is weird and goofy, but Mrs. Tryon's going to come on camera and try and transform the other thing that we bought.
Okay.
What, you sitting there like you're wanting to do it? No?
Sure, I can.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
This stream's going to end up being an extra 2 hours because I suck at transforming these
That
things.
one should be easy. I got Classics Bumblebee for $10. $10. Never owned the figure, unfortunately. You got it backwards.
Oh, backwards. Oops. Oh, well, it came apart. What is this, a jet ski?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to transform this.
You're already, like, trying to squeeze them apart.
I know, I can't. Literally, while you were showing off your other stuff, I was sitting there trying to figure out just how to even start it.
What that noise was, the constant, you know, shifting of pieces. There, I'll do that for you. There you go. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
You got it. It's just Bumblebee.
Hi, JS.
Make him look like a robot.
man.
Look, you're already almost there.
Uh-oh.
Did you break it? I think you just broke it.
Uh-oh.
Guys, remember how I was saying that these Transformers toys are built to be manhandled? I guess not true.
Sorry, Swizz.
Swizz will be fine. Look, I'll do one leg for you. That's what the leg should look like. So there you go. Swizz, you're okay. You'll be fine, bro. Bumblebee's not supposed to be alive anyways. I'm glad he's dead.
He's trying to irritate me right now.
Who?
You.
Oh, I thought you said Swizz. Swizz not
No, because you're saying that Bumblebee should be dead.
We got Cliffjumper.
No.
Cliffjumper's great.
No, he's not. He's a wannabe Bumblebee.
Wannabe Bumblebee.
Okay, I see Bumblebee's head.
Don't let Mrs. Tryon cover the comics. She would hate him. You think people hate the comics right now because of Kirkman? Get her in front of a microphone. She'd tear him apart. You're getting close. The body's got a little more work to do.
The body does? What
yeah.
the?
So move. So lift that up. Don't force it. Try and push the waist back more. The waist should like click into place. There you go.
That wasn't
Click
the
into
waist.
place. No, go back all the way.
I feel like I'm gonna.
No,
oh,
there you go.
There you go.
Now pull the roof down. Now pull the head down. There you go. Now you just need to finish the arms. Yeah. Yeah. One of them is right, and then you push them in. Put them on the side and push them in.
Put them on the side and...
No, on the side. That's the bottom. On the side, push them in. Nope. Yeah. On the side, and then push them in.
I'm pushing the door in. What do you mean push him in?
Well, when I say on the side, I mean the side.
There
not
you go.
the
He's
bottom.
doing the splits.
Look, his arms. Well, you've got his arms backwards. So look, they push in like that and plug in.
Oh.
So you see that little.
Oh yeah,
I'm
the
not
little.
doing it on camera. The little tab to that.
Clippy. Yeah.
And like that, and you've got Classics Bumblebee. Which, Swizz, when did that figure come out? Because that, back in the day, that was the modern Generation 1 Bumblebee. That was supposed to represent what he looked like in the show moving onwards. And then this is the more modern version of that same exact character. Obviously different design cues,
Carl and Swizz are not getting any brownie points here.
Why? What's wrong?
Look at what they're saying! Hey, another Bumblebee.
What? They're not doing anything wrong.
He just said y'all laughed about Bumblebee.
Yeah, you don't listen to the podcast.
I know, but didn't they like try to bring him back and they like jinxed you or something?
Don't be one of those people.
Jinx.
You get this Bumblebee out of here.
Okay. I remember this thing.
I don't remember that thing either, so. Here, you want to do the Optimus Prime too? The other figure we got, because I'm never going to be able to afford the original Galaxy Optimus Prime, is the little Legends Galaxy Optimus Prime. Let's have you transform that one.
Transform that little one?
Yeah.
Well, fix the jet ski because I think I broke it.
Yep. She broke it again.
Sorry. I get impatient. I get impatient with these things.
Cannot be impatient.
Well.
Don't worry about what they're saying in chat.
Well, I'm reading what JS said. Oh wait, no, somebody mentioned her.
Yeah, there. That's what. This doesn't plug in or anything. It just kind of sits there together.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
It's not really that good, but
it's like a jetpack. I remember this guy because you said he looks like a vape.
Delta, my dad has both Cybertron Primes. Yeah, man. I know, bro. The true Micronus Prime. Yeah. It's true. It's true. You're close. You're like right there. You just got to figure out the arms.
I know.
Lift the cab up. Nope, the cab. Not the body, the cab. Yep. And then you have a little more space. Nope. Do the arms the other way.
Well, they're not moving.
Nope. That way, and then they twist in.
And then no.
Yeah, you've got it the wrong way. Yep, you've got it the wrong way.
You keep saying you got it the wrong way.
Because you've got it the wrong way.
Uh.
I'm gonna do it.
No.
Okay, we'll be here for a few more hours.
Yes, we will.
What's going on, Mikey? We've got Mrs. Tryon trying to transform a little old Optimus Prime right now. Speaking of toy shows, I went to a comic show at the flea market today and got Transformers 6 Shot for $25, one of my most wanted characters of all time, and he's a pretty fun figure. They had a couple 6 Shots where we were at. He does look... The original Generation 1 6 Shot? I mean, all the different iterations of 6 Shot are really fun, so... Bomb defusal specialists should practice on Transformers. They should. They should. You're just kind of doing the same thing.
I know, because you said they turn in, but they don't turn in. Because if I turn them in, I'm going to rip his arm off.
You're turning it the wrong way. But
well, it won't even turn the other way.
Don't feel bad. I am way worse at transforming figures. My community called me old man for it. Yeah, well. Your community calls you a lot of things, Swizz.
Okay.
And so does mine. You tapping out?
I almost got the vape.
Let me sit down.
Okay.
You're being replaced. Mrs. Tryon has been replaced. So. Man, you really did a number on this guy. Look, like that. Literally just
wasn't doing that.
folds out. Huh?
It wasn't doing that.
It wasn't doing that?
I felt like I was going to break it.
Well, I mean, they're not, this figure's not like engineered super great. So, I laughed at this guy when we got him because I said he looks like a vape. I don't vape, but it looks like something somebody would hold and hit it. So, let Optimus Prime be a fire truck again. There's a dog.
Toby wants to hit a vape.
Wait, no, dogs can't vape. What is wrong with you? Let Optimus Prime be a fire truck again. He doesn't need to be this long, though. It's just kind of ridiculous, so, yeah. So, yeah, some fun toys there. This Bumblebee being $10 is really nice. I never had the original figure, so it was nice to get an original copy. I wouldn't have mind having one of the reissues or recolors. So, Carl says, I'm so old I don't even bother transforming them. I want them in robot mode. Anyways, fake fan. That's why they should be packaging these toys in vehicle mode again. That way you have to transform them, because I do the same thing. So, I see the dog's name is Toby. They look like a very good dog. Sometimes he's a bad boy. His full name is Tabasco, but we call him Toby because
he's a puppy.
Saying Tabasco every time we want him was just a mouthful. So, his name is Toby now. But anyways, yeah, getting this figure finally after all of these years of knowing it existed but never having it is really fun, especially for the good price that he was. So another story about this was that that guy who was selling, the lug nut for $300 and all that good stuff. He had a Classics Cliff Jumper in the box. In the original box. And for a moment, I considered getting that because I wanted this mold, and I'm kind of on a Cliff Jumper kick right now, but I passed up on it because I was like, $40 is kind of a lot, especially for a deluxe. Even an older deluxe, it's maybe a little more substantial. But what really helped me not buy that was the fact that we found this guy not too far away. And obviously, he's got the rub symbol. It's very warm in Texas, so I can't really show you what it looks like when it's not. Well, nah, that didn't work. Breath too hot. But these old rub symbols, which were really cool, where you would put some heat on it, and then you could figure out what character they were. And it's almost impossible to do here because I cannot catch the light in a good manner. So you're just going to have to believe me there. So, Delta, is that a Yellowstone reference? No, never. What is your oldest figure? Mine is G2 Long Haul from 1992. I found him on the table of a random used toy store. It's probably one of my Beast Wars figures. I don't have any original Generation 1 figures anymore. I had a few for a while, but not anymore. So, Delta, trying off topic. What's your favorite wave of Bionicle? That's a very long answer that we'll have to get to in another stream at some point. So, yeah. There is a question I wanted to ask, but I forgot to ask in the Skybound stream. You can ask it here. That's fine. We still talk about Skybound here. No, it was Titan's Return. I wish he was a little more posable, but considering when it came out, all he does is pretty great. Can't wait to photograph him. Oh, the 6 shot. Yeah. That was the same mold that well, maybe it wasn't the same mold as what's his name, Overlord, which I've been telling Swizz to go ahead and buy the Overlord from Titan's Return, whatever line it was, but he won't. He says it's a stinky figure. So in Skybound, how long do you think the war actually went on for? I think, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Optimus at one point gives a vague idea that it's gone on for generations. Maybe he says a millennia. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily important. That's something that people have asked time and time again if I would do like a timeline of the Energon universe and when I think those events take place. And I don't think it matters because it's not specifically told to us. So it's not important, you know. There's no issue in making guesses, but I have no interest in making guesses because it's not integral to the story, really. Swizz says, Delta, I have a question. No, you're not allowed to ask questions, Swizz. Transformers Overlord is great. My brother has him, yeah. I can definitely understand people wanting an update of him, but I would imagine he would have to be a commander class figure. And we only get 2 of those a year, I think. And so he's probably not high up on the list. Because a leader class figure, he might be too small by what people want Overlord to be. Go ahead and ask your question, Swizz. I'm giving you the chance to ask your question now. I will give you the opportunity. But don't make me regret it. I know you, Swizz. What question? Oh, there goes the camera for a second. Do you think we will get the Transformers Sky Scorchers? I don't even know. I'm going to have to look that one up and be honest with you. Let's go to TF Wiki. And go Sky Scorchers. Sky Scorcher mini-con. Oh, mini-cons. I don't think they're doing mini-cons anytime soon. Does not seem like there's a place for them. Yeah. There's always a corner of Transformers that I'm unaware of. That everybody is unaware of. There's always going to be so much information out there that you can't keep all of it in your head. TF Wiki is a miracle. It's also a train wreck sometimes. Especially working with them. Can be an absolute train wreck. You know, just insane things. You know. Leader class, Fall of Cybertron Optimus. Hasbro, do it. Now you'd complain about the cost of that. For Studio Series Fall of Cybertron figures, I'd love to have Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime. Yeah. Leader class? Nah, bro. No. It's going to be Voyager if they do it. Oh, no, make it deluxe like the last one. Just reissue the first Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime toy. That would be fine. Even Mrs. Tryon is coughing at that. She doesn't even know what that means. An astronomical train wreck. I got it. TF Wiki got the whole Sentinel Zeta Prime thing wrong. In what way, Mikey? Because it depends on the continuity, of course. I love classics. I miss when the Transformers turned into newer vehicles of their alt modes compared to the same 1980s cars all the time. Only time they've done that recently is Volvo Optimus. Yeah, I need to pick up the Volvo Optimus Prime. I really need to. That looks like a fun figure, and it'll be a fun addition to the Optimus Prime shelf. Yeah. Just tuning in, Delta. How we doing? Good. We're just messing with some toys, chatting. We chatted comics. There was a book connected to War for Cybertron game. Yeah, so TF Wiki's not technically incorrect on that, Mikey. Again, within the aligned continuity, the books, the games, the Transformers Prime TV show are all supposed to be connected, but they all did it a little bit different. In the game, he's called Zeta Prime, and in the book, he's called Zeta Sentinel Prime. So, it depends on which version you look at. There's inconsistencies. It's not TF Wiki's fault. It's just kind of the way things went when you had, a bunch of different creatives all working on one project that wasn't really tied together well. Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron aren't a part of the aligned continuity, says me. I think people put way too much stock in the aligned continuity trying to fit together. People are like, no, they fit together if you really squint hard enough. Nah, just leave it as be. Exodus, he's Sentinel. Game, he's Zeta. The Covenant splits it, yeah. Yep, it was messy. It was all messy. But, I mean, we get it. And some continuities view Zeta and Sentinel as the same character, and some others use them as separate characters. IDW use Zeta and Sentinel as separate characters, so I know about Exiles and Retribution along with Exodus and how they call him Sentinel. Yeah. Is Toby squeaking a toy in the background? Yeah, he is. We just took it away from him. Dog toy noises. Yeah, he's having fun with it. But he's back. It's okay. It's all right if he's doing it. The only other thing I got, and this is not even a toy for myself, is a toy for another creator that was on sale in my area, and he asked me to get one, and that is this Masters of the Universe Skeletor. I don't know anything about Masters of the Universe. Oh, there he goes, but he's standing. But it's Skeletor, and he goes, Rah! And he does have a cape and his staff. I just have them packed up. But the figure was on sale to such a good price that I had to get two of them. He doesn't stand up anymore. He stood up earlier. So, hey, it's the one actor no one likes. Yeah. They could have just gotten me to do Skeletor. I would have done Skeletor instead of Jared Leto. Not Masters of the Universe fan either, but I had to say it. Yeah. I don't dislike Masters of the Universe. I just didn't grow up with it. I don't really know it. I just know Skeletor from the internet. But I will say that this figure, this is normally a $10 figure. He was on sale for like $3, is not horrible. I was actually very surprised. Again, he's got his staff and his cape that I have packed up. But let me move over here. Even for $10, he's not that bad. Ball jointed head. He's got decent shoulders, elbows, wrists. No waist. Well, he does have a waist swivel. Legs go up, down, bend, twist. Doesn't have anything in his foot, which is unfortunate. But the fact that this guy is $10, but then a Star Wars vintage collection, which is a 3 3/4 inch figure, which is probably the height of Optimus here, and comes with one accessory, not two, is $20. Come on, Hasbro. Mattel is out here beating you with, Mr. Come on. This is ridiculous. Hasbro needs to do better. If something like this is this decent, again, I'm super surprised by this. I may have to get one for myself. Super surprised by how well of a figure this is for $10. And then you've got Hasbro out here who's charging an arm and a leg for something much lesser. So looks like you guys are still talking about Sentinel, Zeta, Nominus, Nova. Yeah, lots of different primes. I think we're going to call it here. We quieted down. Much smaller stream today. Didn't have much to show off. Just talking comics, toys. Thought we would hang out some. If you're not a part of the server, it's a fun way to connect. We got lots of things going on there. Game nights. We do this Skybound call every month. Here comes another dog. I just can't ignore the fact that another dog's coming in. There he is. You're like forcing him to stay there. This poor guy.
Well,
he says, "Please."
His name tag 'cause
Oh,
our phone number's
he's fine.
on it.
You don't want him to have our phone numbers?
No, I'd like to keep our phone numbers private. But he said, Mr. Wiener.
It's Otto.
Otto. Look at him.
He's scared. He's probably peeing himself on the table.
No, he's laying down so I can rub
All right, buddy. See you later. All right, everybody. I'm going to head out too. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. And hey, new video next week, as well as the Bionicle video is going to come out this month. It's coming soon, so see you guys later.